This is my 2024 studio tour. Stick around to the end because I'm gonna give you 3 of my most favorite items that I could not make content without. I've been streaming and making YouTube content for almost 2 years, and I've devoted a ton of behind the scenes time in building out my studio setup because there's something about having a nice space to work that just translates into better work. So right from the start, this is a small room that I actually share with my teenage daughter. She does all of her homework and gaming and stuff up here as well. And I also record videos for my other main job in here as well. So it is a multiple purpose room. It's not strictly dedicated as a studio, but it's kind of nice. It makes me appreciate the space that I have. Even before we get started, click this link right here if you want to see my old setup and just how far I've progressed, not just in the room and everything, but also as a YouTube creator. So right off the start, the biggest upgrade that I've made is my computer desk. Originally, I was using some very, very cheap and flimsy IKEA tables. They did fine for what I needed, but I always felt like they weren't wide enough. All of my peripherals were very cramped. I couldn't ever put anything on my desk like paper or any type of extra stuff. Even setting my phone down would get in the way. So the new desk I have is Butcher Block Maple. It was reclaimed from a woodworking project that I did for a local business. And this thing is massive. It is heavy. It is super sturdy. Nothing you could do would even move it or shake it even a little bit. It's honestly probably too large for the room, but it's a good problem to have. So the next major upgrade, and this has been amazing, is my webcam. I started out making content plugging in my GoPro, I think it was a Series 8, into OBS and using that as a webcam or a face cam. And that was horrible in every possible way. GoPros just turn on randomly. And so the battery was always dead and it always had trouble connecting. I use a Camlink from Elgato to connect the webcam to the computer. Always had troubles connecting. So it was a really bad start to the workflow of streaming or recording YouTube content. So I upgraded to the Insta360 Link, which is expensive. I think it's like $300. It's incredible. So it plugs in via USB-C to your computer and it is perfect every time, works perfectly. And it's on a gimbal so you can control it and move it. And it even can like AI face track, which is just next level. Love this thing, and that's probably my most expensive and best upgrade that I have since the last video. All right, the next upgrade you can see right here is my mic. This is the Rode Pod mic. And so I'm using a dynamic mic, which is also plugged into a audio interface. I was previously using an Elgato Wave 1. I still actually have it, and weirdly, I have it plugged in as well to my computer so I can have access to the Wave Link software. Love that software, still use it today, and honestly, I don't think I could do any of this stuff without it. It works perfectly, and it really, I mean, if you're just starting out streaming or making YouTube content, get a hold of the Wave Link software. It comes with any purchase of Elgato microphones or audio interfaces. Down the road, I can see myself purchasing the Elgato Wave XLR audio interface because it sort of just eliminates that middle ground. I don't really need the microphone anymore, and I'd still get the use of the Wavelink software. So that might be a purchase down the road. But for now, it's working fine. So I've improved my camera setup for shooting YouTube content like top-down stuff and just other things like that. I use the Elgato multi-mount system. It's amazing. I cannot emphasize how much that it's easy to use, and it seems really durable, and the price is not that bad. You can get probably cheaper ones on Amazon of maybe off-brand things, but just I've experimented with some of those, and the durability, the connectivity and stuff just isn't quite there. So most of my lighting is all the same since the beginning. If you go back and watch that old video, you'll know I invested early in lighting. I feel like that is the most key thing for people who make content online. You just need to dial in your lighting. So for lighting, I use the Elgato ring light, and then I use 2 of the Elgato key light Airs. I'm actually just using 1 currently. And just a reminder, everything that I'm using here, you can find affiliate links in the description. So if you just want to go out and try some of this stuff, go down and click the link. It really helps the channel out. My PC is completely the same. That was a big investment from the very beginning. It's running great. Everything is good. Monitors are the same. My peripherals are the same, and my chair's the same. I've definitely upgraded some of the RGB and the decoration in the room. Tried to clean it up and added a lot more Minecraft stuff. Have a video about the fridge you can see there. This porcelain piggy bank, you'd have to come in my stream to find out what that's all about. Bee, and I've got a little mini bee back there. You can see it right there. I think I'm gonna hang that one up. All right, so I have in the background here these Govee Glide Hexa lights, and really like those, and moved those to the back so you can actually see them on camera for talking head stuff. And this logo that I made myself out of wood, basically just plywood, and a little cheap RGB light in there. That's old, but I moved it to the back so during talking head stuff like this, it can just be seen. Which leads me into what I would upgrade next. Basically, the only plans I have to upgrade next is something in the front part of the studio that I look at that's very pleasing. Right now, it's just a plain wall, and I have old paint chips and it's just rough. So I have some plans for like a really big wood piece, custom piece with some RGB like behind it, maybe backlit or something. That's the next plan, but I have kind of a problem. My desk is so big that I can't really work up there anymore. So something I wasn't really thinking about. So I need to figure that out before I can go to that next step. So remember, I'm gonna give you 3 of my favorite pieces of gear that I would never do content creation without, and that's coming up in a bit, but I'm gonna give you the 3 pieces of gear that I probably wouldn't use anymore, and then I'll just pass that along to you that, hey, maybe you love this or maybe you're looking at it. I personally wouldn't buy it again. All right, number 1 is this headset. It's the Corsair Virtuoso RGB Wireless SE. They sound great. They sound good, but they're so uncomfortable. They do have a cable, which if you're streaming for a long time, you want them hardwired in. You don't want to use wireless. So they're just so uncomfortable. After like an hour, my head hurts. It's just bad. Unfortunately, they're kind of expensive, and I just can't justify buying another set. So I'm just gonna let it hurt, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what your favorite headset is. So someday when I'm shopping around, I'll know what to get. These I wouldn't get. Number 2 goes against, I think, probably what I said in the earlier setup videos, and that is a USB microphone. If I was starting completely over, I would have skipped that step. I would purchase a really nice dynamic microphone, an audio interface, and some sort of booster for the signal. I mean, there's even dynamic microphones now that come already boosted. I would just start right there, spend the money early on what matters most. Lighting and your microphones just matter so much. Just don't cheap out if you can. Can you make a USB mic sound good? Yes, you can. But the issue is you can't ever really get it to be dynamic, meaning like, first of all, dynamic in the tonality, like the richness of your voice, but also in volume too. So as I move this away, my voice will get a lot quieter and it will sound different. And then when I bring it up closer, it sounds louder. And the issue with the USB microphone, it just sounds just straight away, just the same volume. It's just not good. If you're really gonna do content creation seriously, skip the USB mics and go straight in. Number 3 of the kind of the worst gear that I would replace if I could are my computer monitors. I love the monitors. I love the visual aspects of them. They run great. They're fast refresh rate and everything. It's just so busy. And not just that, it's the setup of them all. So running 3 monitors, I would way rather have bought just one really expensive ultra wide. It's clean, it's just one set of cables that go to it. The mount for it, it's just one mount instead of trying to mount 3 monitors in a really specific way is kind of a nightmare. YouTubers do it and they make it seem really easy. It's not easy, that's the hard part. It's actually really hard, especially to make them line up nicely and get up off your desk. So this might not be for everybody. but keep your monitor setup minimal. Just get an ultra wide or just deal with just having one monitor and figuring that workflow out. Every single time that I've redone my setup and even just using it, it's just so busy that it's kind of more stressful than it is beneficial. So monitors, if I could do that again, I totally would. Okay, now my 3 favorite gear, what you've been waiting for. Before we get into it, please like and subscribe on this video. Leave a comment, tell me what your favorite piece of gear is. What do you think that is just something I'm missing? What is a piece of gear that you wish for? Let's get a conversation going in the comments about stuff that maybe I missed. My 3 favorite pieces of gear, like I would buy these again and again and again. Number 1 is the Insta360 Link webcam. I already talked about it earlier in the video. This thing is $300 and it just is the most incredible piece of gear that I have. I would buy another one. It gets rid of the need for a capture card or any type of HDMI interface, which is amazing. You can save that for some other portion of your studio. It has incredible picture quality. It has AI tracking. The whole thing is amazing. It works flawlessly. I would buy this again in a heartbeat. Like I said before, affiliate link in the description. If you can afford this and you're really serious about content creation, especially streaming where you want to leave your camera up for hours and hours, I would save up and purchase this. Okay, number 2 is this mic arm. It is the Elgato low profile, or LP I think it's called, mic arm. Buy this again easily. It is one of the more affordable mic arms out there, and for how well it works and what it does, it's so good. I have other mic arms in the studio for when I do podcasting, and they're a comparative price and a comparative brand even. They are just so bad in comparison to this Elgato LP. So I would buy this again in a heartbeat. And number 3 of my favorite things I would purchase again if I was just starting out making a YouTube channel, especially gaming, especially streaming, is this chair. It's a Corsair T3 Rush. It was around 300 bucks. It was a very early purchase and I would 100% do it again. And I know that seems silly out of all the things that matter, like lights and cameras and microphones and all the things that go into video production. But if your chair is terrible, it's going to make you not want to do this. So it doesn't even have to be this chair, although I would highly recommend purchasing this chair. I love it. It's been about 2 years using it and it's still amazing. It just needs to be a nice chair. So really, if you're getting into this, especially streaming, look into chairs and invest money in a good chair. You're gonna spend most of your time sitting in it, so you want it to perform well. So yeah, those 3 items, totally would buy those again. So that's it for the 2024 tour. Let me know what your favorite part of my studio is in the comments and I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.